Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Before I start the video, I do want to say please like, subscribe, and comment. If you want to join the Patreon, you can join at patreon.com/but I'm not a trader. Spots are filling up fast. Patreon is currently $10-20 a month. When spots fill up, website's going for $500 minimum. I'm just gonna do a really quick TA. I do think we're gonna go a little bit lower, down to 498, and then maybe bounce. But I think overall direction is still lower, right? I've been making videos for the past month, basically telling you guys, hey, like I'm bearish as fuck to 470, and I feel like people weren't really listening to me, when I first made these videos back here at the highs, right? And I was basically telling you guys, hey, be careful, QQQ, right? Close the bear week, a bear 2 week, right around here, and then what happens, right? You drop like 20 points super hard. And this is just, in my opinion, this is just the beginning. I still think SPY is going to, oh, look at that. SPY is going to, in my opinion, down to 470, if not a lot lower, right? You are closing a bear month trigger on QQQ, which is always a leading indicator, right? So I'm not really sure what to tell you guys. Like, SPY is going down to like 470, 480, specifically SPX, that's my target, right? Everything else is going to follow. I think Bitcoin, right? I was calling for a top. On Bitcoin, everybody was saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. We're not going to top. The halving is right around the corner. I started calling the top here at like 72K, right? I told you guys that's basically where I'm calling the top. Like I was like, I have videos about this, right? And I basically told you guys, if we top, it's going to be around here, right? Which is basically the last upper channel where we topped here, right? Not only that, we also closed a 2-week bear trigger on Bitcoin, right? We closed it last week. Right, you have 10 more days to close this one. You just closed it. So as of right now, I'm perfectly bearish down to like 42K, like 48K. That's basically target, right? That's what I'm looking for. At a lower point, maybe 37K. But again, I don't know what else to tell you guys, right? Again, total. Same thing on total, right? Total. You never closed above that $2.5 trillion market cap. And I told you guys, whenever you hit these 2.4 trillion, like the 0.4, 0.9 market cap, it makes sense to take profit here. Makes sense to take profit here because then you have these nice little dumps. I guarantee you we're gonna fall back at least to 2 trillion, if not 1.9 trillion. Maybe bounce a little bit, go up, and then fall again, right? So I'm not really sure what else to tell you guys. Like as far as like what targets are, what everything is. I'm not really sure how else to prove that my indicators work better than anything in the fucking world. I'm showing you guys live, right? Literally showed you guys on QQQ that it was an early indicator, then everything dropped. Same thing back here on the SPX, right? You closed here and you dropped from 459 down to 410. So you dropped, what is that, like 40 points? Same thing on these perfect 2-week entries, right? Same thing here. You have these nice drops on these perfect entries, right? Same thing here. You have this drop on these entries, right? And again, all of these were during the feeding cycle of the Fed, right? When they're basically feeding money into the market, right? But apart from that, every 2-week has been related to some sort of massive drop. And not only the 2-week, but the monthly is very much related to these nice big drops, right? And we can go back to the SPY for this. Right, so you can see the monthly is really related to these nice, it's an early indication of what's to come, right? Again, monthly close, boom, right? Those monthly closes rarely happen. Close, right? Rarely. But every single time we have a monthly close, we have a really good chance of dropping super hard, right? And I'm not saying it happens every single time, but they're always associated with these big old drops. And not only do we have it's already showing on the QQQ. Again, QQQ is always a leading indicator. So if we close this, you have a really good chance of dropping extremely hard for the next couple months. And again, I'm not saying that this is going to guarantee a drop lower. What I'm saying is when these things close, your chances of dropping 20-30% go up exponentially. So while you're in a bull trigger, right, you're basically just going up. You're essentially in a bull market, right? But when you close that bear trigger, immediately, just like that, your chances of dropping 20, 30% of the stock market go up to like 90%, right? Because we're always correlated with the crash or some sort of really hard correction when these monthly triggers close on my indicators. So again, I'm not saying we're going to drop 50%, just be cautious, right? These monthly indicators are always a really good sign of, hey, the market's already up super high. Maybe it's time to take some profit. So again, not really a TA video, more of a be careful video. My target for SPY is still 470, right around that area. We could probably drop a little bit lower, but for now, I think that's going to be my major target. And again, same thing for Bitcoin, right? That 2 week, right? Extremely accurate. And again, I'm not saying that right now we're going to drop ridiculously hard, but when these 2 week closes, it's an early indication of the monthly possibly closing. And when that closes, right, you've only had 2 instances of Bitcoin closing these, you've dropped 50%, if not more than that. So again, if you close that, would not be surprised to see Bitcoin at like 35K, 40K, something a little bit lower. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.